Just when the internet thought it had survived every celebrity meltdown, think again. At the stroke of midnight, Nicki Nicole dropped a bomb that detonated every corner of social media. No filters. No PR sugarcoating. Just raw, messy truth, or at least the version she wants us to swallow. In a single jaw-dropping interview, she threw Peso Pluma and Lamine Yamal under the spotlight, calling one a man hiding behind fame and the other a kid who confuses silence with strength. Within seconds, chaos erupted, clips flew everywhere, quotes got twisted. Hashtags like Nicki Exposed or Peso vs Lamine and Truth or Trap were trending globally. But here's the tea, this wasn't just a confession. It was a perfectly placed spark in a digital minefield of betrayal, manipulation, and unfinished business. Behind that trembling smile and calm voice, Nicki wasn't merely telling her story, she was rewriting everyone else's. And what if this revelation isn't heartbreak at all, but full-on revenge? The interview hadn't even hit 5 minutes when the internet started combusting. Nicki Nicole sat under soft studio lights, hands neatly folded, voice trembling but steady. Every word was slow, deliberate, and devastatingly sharp. "Some people love for power," she whispered, "and some love to control the story." No names dropped, yet everyone instantly knew who she meant. Within minutes, fan pages erupted. Peso Pluma's supporters accused her of weaponizing feelings. Lamine Yamal's defenders swore she was exposing raw truth. Every sentence became a headline, every pause a piece of evidence. By sunrise, clips of the interview were circulating more than most artists' entire careers. But the real kicker, her tone? Nicki wasn't angry. She wasn't crying. She was calm, too calm. The kind of calm that's rehearsed, the calm of someone not breaking down but dismantling everything around them. Social media dubbed it the prettiest revenge. But if it was revenge, who was the target? Peso, Lamine, or the millions who thought they already knew the story? Old videos resurfaced within hours, tiny moments now twisted as clues. A backstage laugh with Lamine, a tense glance at Peso on the red carpet, a half smile in a months-old photo. Each frame turned into ammunition in the online trial. Insider accounts leaked alleged voice notes and screenshots. Some were obviously fake. Others were suspiciously detailed. One supposed message read, "He told me if I ever spoke, everything would burn." Sender blurred, but timestamp matched a night Nicki and Peso were last seen together. Enough to ignite total chaos. By day 2, the audience wasn't just watching, they were full-blown investigating. Twitter threads morphed into mini documentaries. YouTubers with names like Scandalscope and The Real Tea uploaded frame-by-frame breakdowns of Nicki Nicole's tone, word choice, even her breathing. "Notice how she inhales before she says control," one host whispered theatrically. That's the exact moment she remembers him. Theories spread like wildfire. Some fans swore the revelation was a subtle confession about abuse. Others claimed it was a sneaky promo for a new project disguised as heartbreak. The most outlandish idea? That all three, Nicki, Peso Pluma, and Lamine Yamal, were secretly collabing on a betrayal-themed music video. Ironically, that theory blew up the most. Amid the chaos, a 15-second audio leak hit an encrypted channel. 2 voices. Nicki's emotional, unmistakable, and a man's low, urgent tone. "You promised me," she said. "You promised this would never go public." The muffled reply? One word: mistake. Within minutes, the file disappeared, but not before it was downloaded, slowed down, analyzed, and shared thousands of times. Fans argued over the man's identity. Peso Pluma's team denied everything. Lamine Yamal's management tweeted cryptically, "Sometimes silence is safer." That only fueled more chaos. By day 3, the scandal wasn't about what Nicki said, it was about what she didn't. Journalists called her revelation strategically vague. Psychologists flooded talk shows to decode her expressions. A body language expert claimed she looked relieved while lying. Every opinion, no matter how ridiculous, added fuel to the fire. Nicki herself posted nothing. Her social media went dark, except for one story. A black screen with 3 words, "They know nothing." That story exploded across the internet once again. What exactly did she mean? Who were they? Within hours, "They know nothing" skyrocketed to #1 on Twitter. Fans speculated she was pointing to a massive cover-up, management, record labels, even sponsors scrambling to protect reputations. Screenshots of alleged contracts surfaced, showing hidden clauses about personal conduct and public image. Real or fake, everyone believed them. Through it all, Nicki Nicole stayed silent. The more she refused to explain, the wilder the storm grew. Talk shows replayed her interview like it was courtroom evidence. TikTok memes flooded feeds, split screens comparing Peso Pluma and Lamine Yamal, captions reading, "She chose peace," and started war. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Every defending post sparked another accusation of manipulation. One thing was undeniable. Her revelation had made her the world's center of attention again. By day 4, mainstream outlets couldn't resist. Headlines screamed, "The most dangerous voice in Latin pop." Analysts debated the digital morality war she had unleashed. One magazine cover read, "Nicki Nicole, confession or calculation." Insider sources said lawyers were gearing up for lawsuits. Brands reportedly paused deals. Friends claimed she barely left her apartment, ignoring calls. Yet whispers suggested she was secretly in meetings, plotting her next move. The truth? Nobody had a clue. Every fact had a twin version, every quote a contradiction. What started as a revelation had become a mirror. Everyone projected what they wanted to see. Some called it courage, others called it manipulation. And in the eye of it all, Nicki Nicole remained untouchable, observing from the shadows of her own creation. Whatever she had meant, one thing was clear. She had turned her pain into a spectacle the world couldn't look away from. By day 5, the chaos began to feel like choreography. Every new leak dropped just as conversation faded. A tweet here, a blurry screenshot there, a friend of a friend posting stories that reignited the drama. It didn't feel accidental anymore, it looked staged. But by whom? Some claimed Nicki's team was controlling the pace, releasing fragments to dominate the narrative. Others argued it was Peso Pluma's camp, trying to drown her out with confusion. And then there were those convinced some mysterious outside force was orchestrating both sides, feeding stories for clicks, cash, and influence. That theory gained traction when an anonymous account called The Witness appeared. No photo, 0 followers, yet every post went viral instantly. Its first message read simply, "You've only heard her half." Attached? A 10-second audio. The clip. Nicki Nicole's voice, trembling, whispering. He wasn't supposed to be there that night. The implication? A confrontation. Maybe even betrayal. Within hours, threads connected the timing to an after-party both Peso Pluma and Lamine Yamal attended months ago. Fans began piecing together entire timelines, pairing blurry photos with geotags, cross-referencing song lyrics for hidden meanings. It was less gossip, more full-blown investigation. Nicki stayed silent, yet her quiet suddenly felt calculated. Reporters outside her studio claimed she smiled when asked about The Witness. Others said she looked distracted, as if every moment was unfolding exactly how she planned. Meanwhile, Peso Pluma's team panicked. A representative insisted he had no involvement in any misleading content. But that word, misleading, only added fuel. Misleading what? The clip? The relationship? Or the truth itself? Then Lamine Yamal popped up unexpectedly. During a post-game interview, a journalist slipped in a question about Nicki. His face froze briefly before he said, "Sometimes people say things they don't mean, just to feel heard." Within hours, the clip was everywhere. Fans dissected his tone, his eyes, even micro-expressions. Hurt? Defensive? Guilty. Comment sections erupted. He's talking about her. He's denying everything. He's protecting her. The interpretations multiplied faster than anyone could track facts. By evening, yet another twist hit. A file labeled Proof Final Zip started circulating on private servers. Allegedly packed with unseen photos and deleted messages, it was shared, downloaded, deleted, and re-uploaded hundreds of times. Authenticity? No one could confirm. But the leaked screenshots looked explosive. Conversations between N and P, timestamps matching previous leaks, and one chilling line. If they find out, we both lose. The internet erupted again. Influencers hosted live streams dissecting every pixel. Music blogs churned essays on betrayal, image, and manipulation in the digital age. Even mainstream news jumped in, making it headline material. That night, Nicki Nicole posted one thing, a grainy photo of an empty stage with the caption, "Every act needs an ending." It went viral instantly. Fans speculated retirement, A final statement or pure mockery aimed at the obsessed audience. Whatever the case, it worked. Every debate that had started to calm flared back to life. Peso Pluma's camp issued a last message before going dark. Truth survives longer than noise. Within minutes, thousands quoted it under Nicki's post. Fans called it a warning, a confession, a threat. Somewhere in the mix, the truth completely vanished. By day 6, the internet didn't care about who was right anymore. All anyone wanted to know was who would speak next. Every silence became a ticking countdown. Every post felt like a trap. People weren't seeking clarity, they were addicted to chaos. And that, perhaps, was Nicki Nicole's most ruthless revelation. In a world obsessed with scandal, sometimes the loudest confession is saying absolutely nothing. By day 7, the story had mutated beyond recognition. It wasn't about love, betrayal, or fame anymore. It was all about control. The internet stopped asking, "What happened?" and started asking, "Who's pulling the strings?" Entire Reddit and Discord communities treated it like a full-on criminal case. Threads named The Mastermind Theory and Nicki's Digital Chessboard overflowed with screenshots, metadata analysis, even amateur linguistic breakdowns of her captions. The line between entertainment and obsession had vanished. Then, just when it seemed nothing new could surface, a fresh twist appeared, a file that would shift the entire narrative. A user called Echo Agent uploaded a 2-minute video labeled The Missing Conversation. The clip stitched together unseen footage from interviews, backstage moments, and voice memos. The editing was meticulous, far too precise for any random fan. In the clip, Nicki Nicole could be heard saying, "He wanted to silence me, but he forgot who gave him the microphone." It ended with a date, 3 days before her original interview aired. The internet completely lost it. People immediately tied the date to a rumored meeting between Nicki and an unnamed producer who had previously worked with both Peso Pluma and Lamine Yamal. The theory? Explosive. The entire revelation was allegedly premeditated, a scripted confession designed not to reveal heartbreak, but to expose manipulation lurking inside the industry. Some argued the control she referenced wasn't emotional, it was corporate. Suddenly the story wasn't about two men. It was about the machinery behind them. Major outlets pounced. Headlines screamed, "Nicki Nicole exposes music industry power games." Commentators hailed her as fearless, a whistleblower taking a stand against exploitation. But others saw a darker side. If this was planned, she had weaponized her own image, relationships, and pain to spark chaos for attention. Victim or mastermind? Peso Pluma's lawyer dropped a cryptic bomb. Selective truth is still deception. Within hours, the line went viral, memes, tweets, reaction videos everywhere. Lamine Yamal's team stayed quiet, but fans noticed he unfollowed several accounts tied to Nicki Nicole's label. Small move, huge symbolism, a digital Cold War playing out in real time. Meanwhile, Nicki returned to livestream for the first time since her revelation. 30 seconds of silence, just a stare into the camera, unreadable expression. Then a faint smile. You think you know the story because you've seen the leaks? But who leaked them? Chat exploded. Hearts, fire emojis, question marks everywhere. 10 seconds later, she ended the stream with one line. "It's almost time." The phrase quickly became prophecy. That night, accounts claiming access to her private group chat began leaking screenshots, showing a countdown timer and a pinned phrase. The truth is never free. Verification? Impossible. Did it matter? Not at all. The suspense alone reignited the entire media cycle. YouTubers scheduled live reactions. TikTok detectives prepped theories. Everyone waited for the 8th day, but nothing happened. No video, no statement, no confirmation, just silence. Her accounts remained untouched. Peso Pluma and Lamine Yamal vanished from view. The internet's chaos turned into static. Confusion morphed into full-blown paranoia. Fans started whispering that the silence was the real message, that the final act had already played and they'd missed it. By midnight, one last clip surfaced, a grainy, low-quality recording from outside a studio. Camera clicks, muffled voices, then a woman's whisper. They finally understand. And that was it. No one could confirm it was Nicki Nicole. No one knew its origin. But it didn't matter. It reignited the frenzy all over again. By now, truth wasn't the goal. Fans craved the next leak, the next theory, the next high of outrage. And Nicki, whether by accident or master plan, had delivered exactly that. Now the world waits not for clarity, but for the next twist. Nicki Nicole's silence has become louder than any confession, every second adding another layer of mystery. Peso Pluma's camp insists truth survives longer than noise, while Lamine Yamal disappears entirely. But maybe that's the point. Maybe silence is the only language left in a story already drowned in voices. You've watched the interviews, the leaks, the endless timelines. You've heard the whispers, the denials, the perfectly polished half-truths. But what if everything we've been spoon-fed was part of a bigger plan? A digital maze designed to keep us hooked, arguing, and refreshing our feeds for the next hit of chaos. Was this heartbreak turned scandal, or scandal turned social experiment? Did Nicki Nicole actually speak her truth, or did she just prove how easily truth can be rewritten? Now it's your turn to decide. Who do you believe, the one who spoke or the ones who stayed silent? Was this about love, betrayal, or something much bigger crawling beneath the headlines? Drop your theories below, because this story isn't done yet. Smash that like button if you've been following every clue, and subscribe if you're not ready to let this mystery die. Every comment, every share, every reaction keeps the investigation alive. And trust me, the next revelation could drop when you least expect it. Stay skeptical, stay alert, because in a world where every post is performance and every silence is strategy, one truth never changes. Nothing online ever really disappears. The story isn't over. It's just waiting for someone bold enough to dig up the next twist.